Hello, and welcome to another update video on XRP. I want to take a moment to start here on the larger time frame, just to explain what's going on here. I did read, I don't have time to reply to all comments. I typically try to read them all. Doesn't always work out, but very often it does. And I did read like a couple of comments over the last week or so that, people who were confused about the XRP chart. And that's a bit puzzling to me because I assume most of you guys are regular viewers. You follow the analysis, and I really don't understand why this chart would be confusing, given that, especially here the long-term chart, it hasn't changed for months, right? So I still wanted to take a moment because I want everybody to be aligned. I want to take a moment to explain again what we're dealing with here, and that there's no reason to be confused. Okay. First of all, let's talk about structure briefly. The idea is that we are in a fifth wave to the upside. That's the 5-wave move. From an Elliott wave point of view, the idea is a larger degree fourth wave bottomed here around the 3rd of July or 7th of July in that week last year. And then this was a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. The idea is currently a wave 4 bottomed. And we could be in a fifth wave that might take us to $5, $5.65. Those are just two key targets above. Once the market gets a little bit of upside momentum, starts to break into all-time high territory, that's an area to watch. Like a milestone target, yeah? This is the next milestone target for the bulls. So, apologies. So that's the idea. That's the thesis. That's what I'm following. The working assumption. Of course, there are no guarantees, but that's the idea, especially as long as we're holding above the support area I'm sharing with you on the smaller time frame. Now, once we break below that support area, which you'll see in a minute, it becomes more probable that the market is in a larger correction, so that maybe this wave 4 is still unfolding. That would be a scenario to fall back to. It's not really a different scenario because it would eventually have the same effect. It just means that the wave 4 never bottomed. It's actually still unfolding. But it is not really a different scenario. It's just a different variation of the same scenario. It just means that this area here that's highlighted here in orange, the box, the support area, is probably going to be tested. It's between $1.21 and $1.55. That's the support area. Might be tested, yeah. We might test it once more, but that will only become probable if we see a break below upper micro support that I will share with you in a minute. So that should be clear. Of course, there are alternative scenarios, but we don't really need to focus on these until the market does something that would lead to a break, okay? But as I said, $1.21 is the key support that will come into play if we break below the April low. So that should give you some clarity on the larger time frame. I intentionally don't make it more complicated. I intentionally try to keep it simple. So I only really show you the preferred option here. We talk sometimes in videos when they're a bit longer about the other scenarios. So, those of you who are following regularly get the benefit of understanding those as well in detail. But there's no absolute need to know about these, right? Not at the moment, not to understand the analysis. So I hope that clears it up. If you have any questions, you can always put it into the comment section. That can help. If you have a real question, not just say you're confused, because I have no idea what confuses you, yeah? So if you have any real questions, put them in there. Or you can also ask them on X. Just follow us on X. Just post below the last X post, XRP post there on our channel, and the link to our X profile is in the description, in the comment section as well. And then, there's typically going to be someone who's going to answer, whether it's someone from the MCO community, a team member, or myself. That's the best way of doing it, especially on X. Yeah. So yeah, that's the XRP chart larger time frame. Yeah, and on the shorter time frame, short term, we are in this scenario where we say, okay, wave 4 likely bottomed in April. I just showed you that, and we do have good news because XRP likely bottomed there. This is a 5-wave move up we're tracking here. And, this 5-wave move might have topped in May. And we're dealing with a 3-wave corrective pullback, ABC, and the C-wave as a 5-wave move. So we might get that one more low. We have broken above resistance. But that's really not enough confirmation to say that the bulls are taking the lead. What my last communication in the last member update was, I think it was today or yesterday, I did say that if we get these 5 waves as shown in orange, then I will start to cautiously look higher for higher prices. But until I get 5 waves up, I mean, okay, we broke above resistance, but technically this could still be a wave 4. So my thought process is usually when we break resistance, yeah, then, you know, when we break resistance, I'm going to pay attention to it. Yeah, okay, you know, is a larger trend unfolding now? But then it's not only the break of resistance, it's certainly a signal to watch it. But then without a 5-wave move up, there's no evidence that the market wants to turn higher. So I definitely pay attention to the orange count. That means the low might be in, but I want to see 5 waves up first. So that's your signal to say that, okay, we're likely going to look for higher prices, but then it needs to hold a higher low in the next pullback to confirm that further. For now, I'm going to delete that resistance area. We don't need it anymore. But please note that the blue count, as it is still valid. It's only a 3-wave rally that we've seen. So one more low remains probable. I still slightly prefer it, but obviously the break above resistance is the first signal that we might not get it. So that's the update on XRP. Before I finish the video, I promised you I'm going to share with you that target and support area that needs to hold. So it's this area between $1.79 and $2.07, right? We already touched it here on the 31st of May. As long as this area isn't broken to the downside, I maintain my view that the 4th wave bottomed on the 7th of April. That's the update on XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.